I want to welcome everybody to the Friday session of the Joyful Times content training session. So today we're going to be doing a training on WordPress. So we've got a couple of folks joining us a little late, so we're going to take just a few minutes, give them a chance to log in, and in the interim, let me quickly test this feature and function. Lisa, I just passed you the presenter screen, so you can unmute and take over control there.
Okay.
There you go.
Great.
All right. So we're seeing your screen, and you are in the Joyful Times Today website showing the back end. So I'm going to take that back for the time being, and then we'll switch back to you in just a minute.
Okie doke.
All right, well, we're going to get started. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. Thank you for participating in this WordPress training webinar. So this is Joyful Times Today. This is one in a recurring training session for our amazing content writers. And today I wanted to quickly reintroduce you to our team. Of course, we have Becky Capps, who is the founder of Joyful Times Today. She's also the founder and creator of Trust in the Lord Facebook page, which has over 1.8 million fans. She has a very unique perspective on Christian ministry, and Joyful Times is an extension of that. Also reintroducing you to Lisa Jander, the teen dating mechanic. She has a fantastic contribution to make today in terms of her interface with all of our content writers and how she loads content and uses WordPress. So after I go through the technical details, then she's going to actually give a live example of that today. And then I'm actually the moderator and host for today. I'm going to be going through some of the technical aspects with you. And again, if you have any questions about what we're doing or how we're doing it, or if you have any questions about our qualifications, that's kind of why we're giving you the background and reintroducing ourselves to make sure that everybody's comfortable that you're getting world-class education and training. In our last webinar, we talked about 5 components that we're going to be going through in this ongoing training. We've talked about identifying your audience, which we're going to spend more time on, not today, but in the future. We've shared with you that we're going to be doing content research and writing, not today. We're going to be doing that in the future training. We've talked about building your content library, not today. We're going to be talking about that in the future as well. What we are talking about today is posting to the website. So we're going to be talking today about using WordPress to post articles and content to JoyfulTimesToday.com. And then also in the future, we're going to be talking about social posting, just to let you know that there's going to be a lot more training down the road. So with that, let's talk about website posting. You are going to receive, after this webinar, personal credentials for you to post articles on the website. And I'm going to go through here with you various screens of what to look for. And at the end of today, you're going to become our certified proficient experts in WordPress. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to get everything the first time around, but it does mean that you'll have the basic tools. You'll have this webinar to replay in the future. We'll give you a special link to that so you can go through this as many times as you need to become an expert on all of these things. So if you have questions, please go to the control panel, which should be showing in your upper right of your screen, and you can enter questions as we go along, and we can also chat, so feel free to ask away. Now, a couple of administrative points. First off, all the articles will be reviewed and edited prior to approval. So we're going to be talking about that process, but just reinforcing that Lisa and Becky are going to be taking control, making sure that everything is reviewed before it goes live. Once your article is either approved or rejected, you'll get a notification from Lisa. Now, we will also be giving you private access to Google Analytics, and that will allow you to see the performance of your articles. We'll show you the revenue per page, and we will be talking about some administrative issues that we'll be dealing with at the end of the webinar as well. Now, just a refresh and a reminder that the content that you're producing is 100% you are being paid on a work-for-hire basis, so that all the content is Joyful Times content, which means that it has to be unique, it cannot be copied or posted elsewhere, and we own the rights to this content. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear about that. All right, now let's start from the top. The website JoyfulTimesToday.com is designed at its core to be fun, light, and inspirational, and our stated mission is bringing joy into everyone's day. Now, this may seem really rudimentary, but the website that you're going to be posting to is www.joyfultimestoday.com. There is a particular back-end WordPress access URL that you will receive in an email, but if you need it for future reference, it's joyfultimestoday.com/WP-admin, and that will log you into the back end, or it'll bring up the login screen that we'll show you some samples of here in a minute, and then we'll also show you live. Now, before we get into the actual posting, we want to talk about some policy issues. There are a lot of things in this training that are going to be proprietary, and that we want you to understand that our competition is going to be constantly trying to find out exactly how we're doing what we're doing and why. And so you can expect that there's going to be people that want to find out what you're doing, and we ask, and part of the contracts that we'll be entering into is confidentiality agreements. We want to make sure that you're not sharing any of this training or any of the confidential information that we're sharing with you about our business strategies or about how we're doing what we're doing. We don't want that shared. So for right now, there are 3 partners in Joyful Times Today: Becky Capps, myself, and Lisa Jander. Now, from a policy standpoint, we want you to always email Lisa. She is your direct point of contact. So all posts are going to be reviewed by her before being published to the site. And if you have any questions, please always communicate with Lisa directly, and please do not communicate with anybody else about your work, priorities, or tasks. Now, I want to differentiate and clearly define that this doesn't mean we don't want you sharing what you're doing. You're a published author now. We want you to be excited about that. We want to have you share that with other people. But what we don't want you sharing are confidential strategies, tactics, and training that we're giving you in this internship. So you're free to communicate with either Becky or Lisa directly. First Lisa, if you can't get to her, then Becky, and if you can't get to either one of them, you can always reach out to me. So that's fine, but we just don't want you talking about the technical details of this training with anybody outside this team. So if you have any questions about how to delineate between appropriate promotion of your content and Joyful Times versus confidential training information, please just get with Lisa or me or Becky before taking any action or talking about anything that you might have a question about. So we don't want you to discuss the details of how we're training you to write or the work that you're doing for us outside of work. It's going to be tempting, and we know that there is a natural propensity to Be proud about the work that you're doing, and you'll naturally want to share that with your friends and family, but you just never know when competitors are going to be listening. So we want you to always protect the confidentiality of the work and the training that we're giving you, and we don't want you to disclose any of the details that we've given you in this training. It's a very important policy, and we want to make sure that you understand that if there's a violation of this, that it's grounds for immediate termination. So it's an important policy issue that we want to make sure we address up front as we go through this. And then to finalize, Lisa is going to be overseeing all the posting on the JoyfulTimes.com website, and Becky will continue to handle the posting to the Facebook pages. All right. Now, let me advance our, whoops. Okay, so a couple of points before we actually get into the technical details. Number one, as I shared before, we're going to be re-emphasizing several points because they're really important. Lisa's going to be overseeing all the website posts. Now that means that we want you to only save as draft and do not publish any content directly to the site. Please understand that this is a live website that is currently open to the internet, and we want to be sure that all content is correct before it's published. So do not do anything other than save as draft, and we're going to show you how to do all of that. Now, when we talk about setting a featured image, we're going to talk, and Lisa's going to go through in great detail how she approaches putting content into the site, how you deal with featured images, how you deal with other images, how do you deal with the media library. All of that's going to be covered in this session. Now, what we want to do is also make sure and reinforce that all the content should have appropriate links to whatever sources are being referenced in the article or post. So if we're crediting an author for a quote, or if we're referencing a video from YouTube or another video sharing site, or if we're posting an image from somebody else, we always want to give the required attribution notes. So we're going to go through specific training on how do you do that, but please ask if you're not clear on how to reference your source materials. We're also going to be going through how to enter keywords and tags. So again, these are just high-level, big-picture issues that we want to make sure that you're paying attention to and aware of as we dig into the details. Now, in terms of the WordPress accounts, we thought we were going to issue them beforehand, but we actually changed it so that we're going to be issuing the accounts directly after this training. So each of you will receive, you have not yet received, but you will receive new WordPress accounts. So each of you is going to need to log in and make sure you have access to the email accounts that you gave us, because that's where you're going to be getting these notices. You're going to be getting an email in your inbox, and like this little screenshot here, it's going to come from WordPress, and it will have a header something like this picture. So it may have gone into your spam folder. So if you don't see this in your inbox, you can look at it in look for it in your spam folder. Now, in that email that you receive, there's going to be a message in there, and it's going to include your username, and it'll be unique to your account, and there will be a link here that will allow you to click on that link, and it will take you to a page where you will set your password. And this is what it's going to look like. When you click on that link in the email, it will take you to a page that will display this WordPress landing page, which is a new password setting feature. You're going to be prompted to put in a strong password. It will actually suggest one for you, like here. So it will randomly create a very strong password. Whatever it is, whether you use the automated one here or you create your own, you want to copy it and paste it in a text document or put it in your notes in your cell phone or keep it somewhere where you have safe and easy reference for it. And then click on the reset password button, and that will take you to a confirmation page, and you'll see a message saying your password has been reset. Please click on login. Okay, so you'll then click login to proceed to your account, and your accounts have all been set up as author level, and so you will see a publish option, but please note you are never to publish directly. So please remember, from a policy standpoint, you need to save as draft whenever you create a post. That'll put your post into the draft category for Lisa to review and approve. And then anytime when you have completed a draft article for review, please make sure and email Lisa with the name and date of the article that you have ready for review. Now, when you log in, this is the screen that you're going to come to first. You're going to see in the upper left-hand corner a button that says Dashboard, and this is what displays in the content pane in front of you to the right of the black left-hand navigation menu. And right now you'll see several boxes that are highlighted with a green band on the left-hand side. You can just ignore these. You can actually click on the X in the upper right corner and delete those so that they don't distract you. You don't take any action on them, and they just pop up as part of the system, so you can just delete those. All right. Now, when you get to the next step, if you mouse over posts, there will be an option. You can either click on posts, or there is a drop-down menu that we'll show you here in a second, which is add new. Let me give you a couple of pointers before we go into the details. We always want to use posts. These are not pages, these are posts. Now, because we've configured it this way, the system, you only have an option to select posts, and that's a particular feature function inside WordPress, and it's not to be confused with pages. It will show on the website as pages, but it's actually configured under posts. So we're going to track all the posts. We're currently tracking all of them, and we'll continue to build a knowledge set around that to help us understand our target audience better. We're going to be using that data, especially conversion tracking, to measure what drives engagement. So as we measure success, it will allow us to work with you to refine the approach, refine your writing style, refine the messaging that you're putting into your stories, the images that you use. It helps us give you good feedback. Now, we will be managing the conversation and comments generated. So for now, you don't have to worry about dealing with comments, and we'll talk about how that works down the road. We do want you to create eye-catching post images. Now, Lisa's previously given you instructions of where you can go to learn PicMonkey. If there's another equivalent system, there's many, free graphics building sites out there, Canva and others. So whether it's PicMonkey or whatever your tool of choice is, we want you to use really eye-catching images to help you brand both your articles and the overall content. So a good content image should always be self-explanatory, and Lisa has some excellent tips and suggestions for you about creating fantastic images. Now, we're going to help our quality of content by posting approved comments and responses to followers as necessary. So we're going to take care of that for now. You don't need to worry about that yet. Down the road, we'll give you the ability to work on that, and we'll talk about how we do that and what the policies are to get you in a position to be able to do that. And again, we want you to be trained to create high quality images, whether they are licensed images or purchased images or free images. We want you to build photo albums and tag them all appropriately, and there's a whole naming convention that we'll go through and talk about all of that. So these are just some preliminary things. Now let's dig into the details. Okay, when you log in, we're going to talk about the post creation process using WordPress. So here you have the again, the login URL. So if you click on that wp-login.php, that will take you to the screenshot that's showing below, where you will enter your username and password, and it will log you in. Now, again, just as a reminder here, we're using the create post feature only. So it's imperative that you understand and utilize only the post creation feature. So when you log in and you click on post and add new, this is the screen that will come up. Now we're going to switch presenters here in just a minute. As I go through the generics here, then Lisa's going to actually go live and show you exactly how she uses these tools. But I just wanted to give you some screenshots so you have awareness and you have a basic understanding of what's happening with each of these screens. Now, one of the areas that Lisa will also demonstrate is the profile. As you go through the profile, you'll be able to build out your own profile similar to how Lisa and Becky have their profiles. And so we'll show you in the profile section how to input the information and where to put it, how to load your picture, so that as you look at the articles that are published, your author profile will show at the bottom of the articles that you are the author for. All right, so now we are going to change presenters, and I'm going to hand over the baton to Lisa, and she is going to come online and display her screen and walk you through a live loading of a presentation. So Lisa, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Is it all good?
Yep, we're good. We can hear you.
Okay.
So you have to display your screen, though.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Is that good? Does everybody see that?
There we go. Yep, you're good.
Okay, great. Okay, let's start with the tools. Kendall, where were you saying you wanted me to do the profile? Is that what you... The users? Okay, this right here. If you look at users and you come here to your profile, this is where I'm going to, and just so that everyone knows, I'm going to send you a PDF with the exact steps to everything that you're seeing today. This is can seem very, very overwhelming, but don't worry, we're all about systems, and once you understand the system and you go through your checklist, you can do these steps very, very quickly. So when you look at the users and the profile, I'm just going to go through this really, really quickly. On the profile, oops, you see here you're going to have a username, my first name, my last name, my nickname is the same. How do you want your name publicly displayed? Okay, an email, your website. I have another website called lisajander.com. So you're going to be putting all your information in here. You can see Google+, you can see Twitter. Facebook profile we don't put in, and there's a reason for that because we found out that it conflicts when we have a link that comes through. So we leave that off. And then you have your bio, and then here you have a profile picture with right here you can see how you can create a gravatar for yourself. Okay?
So go ahead and click on that. Just pop that up so they see how that works.
Yeah, so the gravatar, it goes to another site, and it shows you how to create a gravatar. So you can do that on your own. And again, it's a one-time thing. So if you have difficulty with it, we can walk you through it. But it's not something you're going to need to know how to do on a regular basis. Okay, so let's go back to this. I want to show you here how to post an article, and we're right now.
Before you do that, scroll down to the very bottom and just make sure that they click on save. So whatever changes they make on that, they have to save them in order for it to register.
Update profile.
Yep.
Correct, but I'm going to walk you through this again to help you out with this, just to make sure there's not any overlap and everything's put in the right spot. Okay, so we're at 1 hour 25, or we're at the 25-minute mark, 1:25. So I want to see how long it actually takes me to do this. I'm going to move through it pretty quickly as I normally would, so that you can see once you follow the steps, it's actually very easy to post an article if you have all your pieces ready to go, and that's the key. So I would go to Post and then Add New. Again, like Kendall was saying, we don't want to go Pages. We want to always go Post, Add New. And when you click on this, it opens up to the page that he was showing. You scroll down, and this is going to be the title bar here, and then the body of the email or the post is going to be right here. So just for the sake of demonstration, I have an article that I wrote this morning, and I want to show you. I do everything in a Word document, okay? And here's my article. I just have it pretty basic, nothing special. So what I do at this point is I just select all of it, copy it, and I'm sure you know how to do that by now, cut and paste. And I just paste it right into the body here. I erase the article. That's how I do my naming conventions, and I'll show you how to do that. And then I take the title, cut the title, and drop it in here. Now watch what happens. Okay, this right here is going to be your permalink. You want to make sure that this title matches the permalink. Okay, so if you move everything up, okay, when you move everything up and you come here and save it as a draft, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, we've found, but hopefully, okay. Now see right here how the permalink still shows a number and not the title? What we do is we copy that, edit, drop it in, and say OK. And now you have your permalink the way that you want it. The important part about a permalink is this. You want to make sure that it's your title has the keywords in it that you're looking for to put in your tags and as your keywords. So it's really important that you have your permalink matching the title of your article, because the more followers you'll have, the more people are going to be looking for that title or that keyword. Okay? So what I do here, and this is something that Becky and I have, again, used as standard to our site that we've agreed upon, and it will all be in the PDF so you don't have to worry. These two bars right here give you all your options. So everything that you need to create your post is going to be right here. So the very first thing is we have a short sentence that we want to put in as heading 1. Then we use a color, usually this purple right there, and make it bold. That's going to make the statement of your article really pop in the beginning of the actual article. Okay? When you use your cursor, you just can get rid of these spaces, and it's going to format for you. Okay? When you have a verse, what we always do with a verse is we take that verse, we make it bold, the whole thing, we put it in a heading 3, and we use the quote block right here. And that's going to just scooch it over a little bit, but when you see it, it'll put the whole quote in, the whole verse in a quote block, which is gray. So it really makes that scripture stand out. Okay? So I'm just going to go through and clean up my formatting, make everything look good. Okay, you can see that I've got a lot of typos here. And the reason, and I'll show you what we do with that. So bold, heading 3, quote block for every scripture. Or if you have a special quote you want to put in there as well. Okay? So just for the sake of argument, okay, hang on a sec. There we go. So I would go through and I would quote block all of these, and then we have our ending. Okay? What I want to show you now is how to make sure that this link, so everything highlighted in blue, how you can edit that link. You can edit it here, and change it if you want. You can make the link text, like let's say it's really not Luke 47, it's really Luke 48. You can change it there. Okay, but the most important thing that you want to do is click this button here, which is Open Link in a New Tab. Okay, what that does is makes absolutely sure that if they click on that link, it's not going to take them off our site. It's just going to open Bible Gateway in a whole new window. So when they click out of that, they'll still be on our page. The reason that's really important that you'll find is you're going to get more exposure the longer your article page stays open. So if someone were to click off of that page and leave our page, then you eliminate a lot of visibility. Okay? The next thing you want to do, assuming that I have everything ready in here in all the quote blocks, you want to go to, this is called Grammarly, and I'm going to give you my login credentials. We have an account with Grammarly, and it'll show up like a little green circle down here in the bottom that spins. And what you want to do is go over to Advanced Issues, and it comes up in a brand new page. And it's going to say, okay, this right here is in a passive voice. Well, I happen to write a lot in passive voice, so I'm okay with that. Better word pair. It's going to check all kinds of things for you. Okay? There's supposed to be a comma here, so you just click on that, change the comma. Oops, I left a word out. Let's make it in a crowded world. Okay, oops, that word is spelled incorrectly. I don't want mast, I want last. Okay, 4 or the number 4. So you just go through, and there's going to be things that you don't agree with, and that's okay, but this is where you check your work. Okay? Over here on the side, you're going to see all the different options that you have for your actual posts. You can do contextual spelling, grammar. You can open up any of these. Punctuation is on, sentence structure. It can kind of make you crazy, so just kind of go a little carefully with these. You don't want to. The most important thing is just proper grammar. Then plagiarism is what we look at, and that's something that Becky and I will be doing. We want to make absolutely sure plagiarism checking has been enabled, and it's going to tell me down here on every one of your articles how many words. The word count is right here, 370, and it's checking it to see how much of my article is actual original content. Now, every article needs to be a minimum of 20% original content. So if you really have a content rich in verses, you have to be very careful to make sure that you have, okay, see, 97% is unoriginal. Now, you know why that is? Because I wrote this article already today. So already it's showing that this is posted somewhere else. So for instance, if you were to take your article and say, gosh, I want to share it with a magazine, and they said they wanted something, then I'm going to see this here. So just be really careful that your content is at least 20% original content. Okay? And then all you do to get out of this is just click on the outside of it, and it takes you back, and it'll have made all your changes. I use Save Draft a lot because if something happens and your system crashes or you end up getting off of this page, it's really unfortunate to have to start over. So do Save Draft as much as you can. Okay. So let's just assume that everything here is correct. On the right-hand side, what I want you to do is look at all the categories. And we try to pick the categories. I typically write in articles have to be over 300 words. So if it's over 300 words, which all of yours will be, and you can see the word count down here. So I qualify as an article. Mine is also, this is all things love, and it has to do with relationships. We want you to pick either 2 or 3 categories, but no more than 3, because I'll show you how when it shows up on the website what it actually looks like. Okay? Don't add any new categories unless you talk to us, because they're all categorized under the tabs. Okay? So you can look and see which ones you want them to be under. Okay. Down below, you have tags. Now, the tags are going to be anything that the words that really stick out. It's kind of like keywords, but the words that really stick out. So I'm going to put Jesus, which is going to be very common. You separate them by a comma. Matthew, because I used a couple of verses in Matthew. Okay, C, I. So you can put whatever you want, but one of the things I want you to always be sure to do is put your name as a tag. It makes it much easier for
the
people
title.
to find. I'm sorry?
And the title.
And the title of what?
The article. So go up to the very top. And so in the same fashion that you were focusing on the title of the article and the URL, you want to make sure that the he sees you is also a tag.
Oh, yeah, but I'm sorry, I thought you were saying my name. So I just copy that entire title and we put it in, well, I'm going to put it in here. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, and then you just click add and see it drops them all down here so you can see which ones you've used. Okay? Now your tag is different than your keyword but similar. So the focus keyword or key phrase should be here. So I'm just using this word just for now, just so you can see it. Don't put anything in the meta keywords because it does it now for you on this particular WordPress update. So you can leave it. Down below, you're going to see all these red, orange, and green dots. Don't go crazy over this, but it's a really great way for you to double check your work. For instance, the focus keyword C does not appear in the page title. Okay? But it does appear in the page title. Okay? The reason for that is sometimes unknown, but sometimes it's just a matter of saving the draft. We'll see if that changed it.
Well, and it has to match exactly. So C's as a plural is not the same as C. So if you typed in the focus keyword, he sees us, just type in the whole title.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so if we do C's, because the last one time. Okay, so here keyword density is 0.2%, which is a bit low. The focus keyword was found only one time. So, then you're going to have to see if you can either pick a different keyword or put more of that word into your article. Okay? Let's see. The page title contains the focus keyword but does not appear at the beginning. So you want to start paying attention to this. This will help teach you how to make an article be more SEO compliant. So search engine optimization, that's what you're looking for. And all of these things will help you. And Becky and I have a great little competition. We always, try to only post green dot articles. So right over here, you can see it tells you I'm only at an orange dot. Okay? That's my SEO score right now. So you want to try to address the things that are not really up to, and again, this is just an example, like my page title contains 35 characters, which is less than the recommended minimum of 40 characters. Okay? So this is, don't get too stuck on this, but this is something that you can use as a guide. Okay, now the next thing that you want to do is put your picture, which is the featured picture image, in your article. Okay? When you click on this, you're going to have a library right here. Now, to get your picture into the library, you go to this tab here, which is Upload Files, and then you select your file from wherever you have it stored. If it's on your desktop, your documents. I try to keep a folder because if you saw my desktop, woo, it's messy. So I want to make sure that I can go right to my article. So if I have, for instance, here are all my images, and this is how I name them. So it's very easy for me to find it. I know exactly where a particular image is based on the date. Okay, and you just click on that image, and then down here, let me move that, you click open, and it'll put the image into the library. Okay, I'm not going to do that because mine's already in. Okay, so I'm going to go back to featured image to show you. So in the media library right here, this is the image that I used for this article. Okay, so I click on it, okay, and you don't have to do anything with anything at all except the alternate text. This is all going to be done for you, so you don't have to worry about it. The alternate text should match your keyword. So I would put C's in here. Okay, I'm not going to because this is already a posted article. I'm not going to change it, but that should always match. And this will be, again, this will be in your actual PDF, the how-to post. Okay, and then down here you click on Set Featured Image, and it will put the image right there for you. Okay, you're not going to see it in the body at all of the post because it will only show up as the post itself. Okay, when you're all done checking the grammar, doing all your formatting and everything, you want to hit Save Draft, and that is going to take you to, in fact, I'll save this draft, but I'm going to delete it after, but I'll show you how it works. Now, you want to see whether or not it turned out the way you want. And this is where you do that, preview post. When you preview the post, it comes up right as somebody would actually see it. It gives you the title, it gives you my name because I'm the author, the date that it was posted, there's my featured image. This is where you're going to be able, and I'm going to do the social media in just a second, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you're going to have an ad here, and just below it, do you see why we do the big purple bold? So it's the beginning of the article. Okay, this is what the paragraph font will look like. It's a little bit gray, so just keep that in mind. You know, you want to make sure that you put enough in there to make it stand out. And then this is the block quote that I was telling you about, that this is how we do every verse. Okay, and it's set, so there's no question. And then when we go like this, I'll show you how I always check just to make sure I actually didn't miss a box. Okay, there is Bible Gateway, there is the verse. If I click out of this, does it take me back? It did not. So I missed a box, is what that's telling me. Okay, right there. So that's really, really key. Okay, now I would save the draft again. And that's why I like to check my work, because sometimes I do these so fast and I can't remember, or sometimes, I don't know, I just inadvertently miss one. Okay? So there you have it. Okay?
Now click on
this
Mark
one didn't get a block quote.
Now click
I'm
on
sorry?
click on Mark 18 up above just to confirm that it opens in a new post now.
Is this the one I changed?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Open up in a
So
new
see,
post.
let's say I really like that verse. Right. I really like that verse, and I'm going to look at it in Bible Gateway. See right up here, your article is still open, so it's still logging time on Google Analytics as people reading your article staying on and reading your article for a long period of time, and we really want that. Okay. So when I click out of this, I go right back to the article, which is what I want. Okay. So that's as easy as it is. I mean, again, once you really understand how to work the system and just take the steps one at a time. I mean, I did that in what, even with the explanation, it was just a little over 15 minutes. Okay. What I want to show you is what you have here. When you post your article, you're going to want to make sure that you post it to all your social media. I know it sounds overwhelming, but once you have a Twitter, a Google+, a Facebook, a Pinterest, all of these social medias here, whatever you want, you're going to want to post your article to as many places as you can. So if I just click tweet right here, I want to tweet this article, okay? Right there, it's going to use my Twitter account, and I can just tweet it right now out to the world, and it gives you the article, how to get there, everything that you need, okay? What I have found with Twitter is that sometimes this link becomes too long. So I'm not going to go into the details of that today, but that's something that has happened where it doesn't shorten the URL. This whole piece can be shortened, okay? There's a great little tool called Tiny URL if you haven't used it. But for the most part, it's that simple. If I want to pin it to my Pinterest, I'm just going to click on Pinterest, okay? Well, I'm not logged in apparently. Let's see here. No thanks. Oh, there we are. Okay, so this is my board, and I can just pin it right here. This is the new article, and I can pin it, and it's done. Okay? So all of those. Now, mine show up on the side as well as the bottom. In some views, they don't show up on the side. So keep that in mind, and you want to make sure that you use them at the bottom if they don't show up on the side. So you can post it to your Facebook account, your Twitter account, your Google+, Pinterest. You can email this to friends, and then there are more options as well. Now, if you look down below, it's going to give you related posts. So that's what's great is the related posts, hopefully some of them are going to be you. Because if somebody loves your writing, you want to make sure they go to you.
And this is actually why you only use 2 of the categories, because the display in the boxes, so scroll back up for a second there, you can see where it says articles and relationships. You don't want that overwhelmed with too many, so only pick 2 as far as the categories.
Yeah, 3 is max, and it depends on which ones because some are longer than the others. Okay? One thing I do want to show you, and here's a great example. This one, the font is placed correctly so that this blue bar does not impact the font. This one is a little close. Do you see how that's close right there? And I'll teach you how to do that on PicMonkey so you're not too close to the edge and not too close to the top. The bottom is fine, but the sides and the top you have to be careful of. Okay, and if you scroll down, you're going to see my name, my bio, and then more from this author. Okay? Now, if we go up, one of the things you're gonna learn how to do is this blank space right here shouldn't be a big blank space. What should be in here is your sourcing. And I didn't do it because that's something we're going to learn how to do at a later time, but that's going to be where your sourcing is. So there won't be a big gap there. You can also eliminate that gap now, but I just wanted to show you that space so that you could know that there's going to be something else there. We're also going to be able to have links to your other articles because if they like this one, they want to be able to click on something immediately. So let me show you. I'm going to get out of here and go to the article category. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a couple of examples. Here's an article right here that I did recently. I don't know how many days ago. Let's go down to a different one. Okay, this one right here. Because this has been a few days, so this has been, a week or so. So if I click on this, I want to show you the power behind this site, and we haven't been up for that long. So of course I can't get my internet to work right now. Okay, Love from a Distance. That's my title. Okay. This is my image, very simple. There's a very simple font. I'll show you how to do all that on PicMonkey. But if you look over to the side, look how many people have shared it on Facebook. 7.6. That's a lot. 7,600 people have shared this on Facebook. Okay? So my point of showing you that is this is why you want your social media up and running, so that you can drive traffic to your own social media, share in your social media, and then people come back, and what they do is they search in the bar for Lisa Jander, and all my articles are going to come up. So they get to choose, and this is something, obviously this isn't enough in there. I have to reformat mine.
You have to show all results. It's just picking 2 samples. So go ahead and click on show all results.
Well, yeah, but I also haven't, okay. So all of these articles goes on and on and on and on. So people can look for anything me. But there are a couple in here that are not me, so like this one is Becky. So, but she gave me credit for it. How sweet is that? Okay, so let's go back to the dashboard. Okay, when you have your post, okay, you go to all posts, and this is where I'm going to be looking. After you do a draft, this is just a recommendation. I go back into the draft. I love it exactly how it is. Let's pretend. I command all, copy all, and then I open up my Word doc here. Where did my Word doc go? Okay, I don't know where. Oh, is it back here somewhere? Yes. Okay. So here's my Word doc, and I just highlight all of that, and then I save it. Because if you lose it, you want to make sure you can find it. And then I title it. You can see the title. I title everything, article and the date. Now, Becky does it differently, and it's up to you, but I think you should start everything with article and date and put it in a folder so that you can easily find your articles. Because what you're going to do is you're going to want to send me in the link, this right here. This is your permalink, and you want to send that to me in an email. So because we're going to be writing so much, it's gonna go way down the post list, and I might miss something that you've posted. Okay, so to do that, it's really simple. Let's see here. I don't want to edit it. Okay, you save it as a draft. Okay. The problem if you save it as a draft is you can't get the post from here. Preview post will not give me the actual link. So I just go here. Oops, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to click on that. I just go edit. No, that's not going to work either. I'm going to have to give you some different instruction on that. So, because usually I just grab the permalink like this, copy it, and I put it in my Word doc there. So I have that as well. Okay? And then the next thing I do is let's just say this is my image. I think my image is still up here. I'm not really sure where. I'm in the mess. But let's just say this is my image. I drag this image so that it's also, so I know which image goes with it, with which article. Okay? And then I would save that. Okay. So let's see, is there anything I'm forgetting? That pretty much covers it for now. There's some other details, but again, this is where you're going to, want to put all your posts. None of this isn't anywhere you're going to need to be at all. It's just in posts, add new. Okay.
Awesome.
So under 30 minutes. Perfect.
Great job. Thanks, Lisa. And with that, we're going to conclude the WordPress training. And just to let everybody know, this is a recorded training session. So you'll be, for those who were not able to attend today, you will be given a private link to the replay so you can watch it at your convenience. And we really appreciate everybody's attention today, and we're excited to continue this. And again, you'll get another email confirmation that next week, on next Friday, same time, same BAT channel, same BAT station, we're going to be continuing the training session for all of our interns. So thank you again for your participation today, and we'll see you next week. Take care.